The X-Wing is ready to blast some aliens in today's game, Survival Run, a game that came with an end label you had to put on yourself. And I spy with my little eye a Star Wars ripoff twice on the label. Let's go ahead and take Survival Run, pop it in my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how the game holds up today. Let's go to the game. Survival Run was published by Milton Bradley and carries a copyright year of 1983. It came packaged with the massive Cosmic Commander controller that would light up, vibrate, and make sounds thanks to 4D batteries, but basically acted as an oversized regular joystick with some bells and whistles. Nowadays the controller is very hard to find, but the game can be played perfectly well with any standard joystick or controller that is compatible with the 2600. According to the manual, powerful aliens have assembled to destroy the Earth. Now it's up to you to fly your starfighter through a maze of subterranean caverns, destroying the aliens with your photon torpedoes as you try to reach the alien master in his command ship. Survival Run is an early on-rails first-person view action game for one player only and has 5 levels of difficulty. The skill levels basically affect the speed of the game, with default level 1 moving the slowest and level 5 moving the fastest. It actually plays like a very early version of Sewer Shark on the Sega CD. When the game starts, you will see a map on the top of the screen and your score and an energy bar on the bottom. You move your gun sight with the joystick and press the button to fire. Holding down the button allows for continuous firing, but every time you fire you lose some energy, so using the rapid fire feature can cost you in the long run. Occasionally you will come to an intersection where you can use the map to figure out whether you should turn left or right by moving your gun sight to the left or right. If you take a wrong turn, or if you keep your gun sight in the center, you will crash, ending your game, since you only get a single life in the game with no ability to earn any extra lives. As you go through the maze, you will encounter alien guards, who will appear in the distance and make their way closer to you. If they get close enough without getting shot, they will attack you, costing you energy. There are also force fields that will hurt you if you touch them. To destroy them, you must shoot a source box that will appear on either the right or left side of it. At the end of the maze is an alien command ship that takes multiple shots to destroy. Beat it and you get your energy bar refilled and move on to the next maze, moving at a faster speed. You also gain little bits of energy simply by progressing through the maze, but can lose energy if you move your gun sight too far to the left or the right on the screen. And since you only have 1 life, if your energy bar fully depletes, your game will end. Scoring wise, according to the manual, you get 80 points for every tunnel you navigate, and on level 1 you get 300 points for destroying the alien guard, 600 points for destroying a force field, and 6,000 points for beating the command ship. The point values for the guards and force field then increase 100 points per level, while the command ship increases 1,000 points per level. Graphically speaking, the enemies really didn't do much for me, especially since most of the time they're just rectangular shapes far in the distance, but I thought the 3D effect was very well done for the 2600. Sound and music wise, the musical ditty at the beginning of the game is pretty good, but I can see the sound effects getting irritating after a while for some gamers. Family friendly wise, if this game was released today, I would guess it would get an E for everyone rating. At the time I researched on eBay, copies were somewhat scarce. There was only 1 loose copy that sold recently for $9, and 1 new copy with some torn plastic with the Cosmic Commander controller, where the seller was asking for $134 but had yet to sell, and those prices include shipping. So what did I think of Survival Run? Technically this is a very impressive game. The gameplay itself isn't quite as impressive. Hitting the enemies in the distance can be hard, even if you think you have them right in your sight, and the mazes all felt the same. I'd also recommend starting on levels 2 or 3, as the first level of difficulty, which is also the default difficulty, moves very slow, but I did enjoy the action overall, and having to keep track on the map was a nice way to add some depth to the game. So where am I going to rank Survival Run? Overall, it's going to be somewhere in the middle. In the 60s, I'm thinking. I do enjoy Donkey Kong more at 62, but I'd rather play Survival Run over the decent version of Othello at 63. So out of the 123 games I've now ranked on the 2600, Survival Run is 3D'ing its way into the 63 position. Survival Run is a technically impressive title that you should give a try if you happen to come across a copy. You might like it. So what do you think of the game? Whether you agree or disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons and to follow me both on the Facebook or the Twitter. And I'm a member of the Retro Junkies Network. At this time, I'd like to thank everyone who supports the show on Patreon, including Rob, Isaac S., and Michael M., among many others. Thank you, everyone. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, please go to patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care and be careful when making turns.